So the first weekend that I was in France, when I got to my first area in Lille, we were doing contacting just in the town square, pretty much, and I I felt like I had no idea what I was doing, and nobody really wanted to talk to me, and I was just a little discouraged. But I saw this girl who was writing in her journal on the steps to the opera house, and I decided that I was gonna, try to talk to her. So I went and I sat on the steps with her, and I started speaking to her in French, and she said, I actually don't speak French. I'm from America. And I was so happy to find someone who I spoke their language, and I knew what their culture was like. And it turns out that this girl had gone to our church, a lot when she was younger. And she had a boyfriend who was a member, and then when things just went sour with her boyfriend, she just stopped coming to church. But she told me, I was watching you guys, and I wanted to talk to you, but I didn't want to bother you. So I'm so glad that you came and talked to me, because I really liked going to church. It's like when you exercise, you don't really, when you get up on a Sunday morning, you don't really want to go to church, just like you don't really want to exercise, but it feels so good when you do. And so she's like, I'm going back to the United States next week, so I would love to go look up the church when I'm there. And so I think that was just exactly what I needed for me to keep going, for me to have my testimony strengthened, that I was in the right place, that I was doing the right thing. And I think that's important to remember, just that the Lord called you to a certain place for a certain reason. And sometimes on the mission you might want to get transferred, or you might not want to get transferred, and you do. But just have faith that the Lord wants you in a certain place so that you can build relationships with people, and so you can invite people to learn about Jesus Christ and to make commitments and to follow Him. So that was a really cool story for me, that right out of the starting gate, my first weekend on the mission. So my first area was Lille in France, and there hadn't been sisters there before, so we were like opening up a new companionship. So we didn't have like investigators already, really. So we had to kind of do a lot of finding, do a lot of, just talking to people and trying to get them interested in the church. And the first new investigator that we had was this lady named Solange, and she didn't end up getting baptized while I was there in Lille. And after we left, actually there weren't any sisters there again, so kind of just people kind of fell through the cracks. But so a year later, I was called to be a sister training leader in Brussels, which meant that I did exchanges in Lille again. And so there was one day that we were doing our exchange in Lille, and I was on my way back to Brussels. My companion was taking me to the train station so I could go back to Brussels, and I saw Solange just at the train station. I have no idea what she was doing there, but I was able to see her, and she had stopped going to church, and she had stopped meeting with the missionaries, but she was just so special to me, and she was such a good friend. And it really was hard for her when the missionaries left, because you become friends with these people. And so I think it was really a tender mercy that we were able to see each other. And this was at the end of my mission too, so before I left the country, and just get to reconnect as friends, even though it didn't work out for her to be baptized while I was there, I still have faith that she will accept at some point in the future. So that was cool.